Okay, everyone. I was asked to cover a few of the solutions from some of the early sections of the polynomial equations, Unit 3. As we lead into the review, this is probably not a bad idea. So, sort of one of the keys here will be to recognize this key word of simplify. You want to understand that simplify means write in an easier form. It doesn't mean we're actually going to find a value. So I won't be getting an x value here. I won't be getting a y value over here. I'm simply going to get this down to a point where there are x's, possibly x squareds, and I could solve it if I had a bit more information. And so basically when I look at this one, determine the area of the trapezoid, the formula for area of a trapezoid, and I will say right off the bat, if this were a test question, I would give you the formula for area of a trapezoid. The only one I sort of tend to, or the only couple I tend to expect you to know are rectangles, triangles, and then maybe circles, but even that I tend to give. Okay, so area of a trapezoid is the base. Well, we tend to use A for the top and B for the bottom. So it's basically the average of the top and the bottom times the height. Okay, so it's this length plus this length divided by 2, so the average of those times the height. And so in this case, 2x plus 3. Certainly the intent of the question here was more to have you work with the simplifying than to worry about what the actual area here is. So it's 2 plus 3 from the top plus, 2x plus 5 from the bottom. So 2x plus 3 from the top, 2x plus 5 from the bottom divided by 2, and the height is x plus 2. And so this is 2x plus 2 more x is 4x on top. 3 plus 5 is 8. I will divide that by 2 and then multiply by the x plus 2. This is essentially two fractions. It's 4x divided by 2 plus 8 divided by 2. Whenever you have a fraction that's been combined like this, you can treat it as each one having the denominator. And the result of that is multiplied by the x plus 2. Now you don't have to rewrite it this way if you recognize I have to divide both of these by 2. You could also think of this as I'm going to factor the top, make it 4 times this section here. 4 times x plus 2 would work as well, and then basically 4 divided by 2 allows you to simplify. So there's sort of a few ways to do most of these questions. At this point, I've got 2x, I've got plus 4 over here, times the x plus 2, and now I'm multiplying each of these by each of these. So 2x times the x is 2x squared. The 2x times the 2 is plus 4x. And hopefully that's not a problem. If I have 2 of anything and I double that number, I now have 4 of that same thing. If I had 2 apples and you told me to double it, I would have 4 apples. If I have 2 x's and you tell me to double it, I have 4 x's. 4 times x, same sort of thing. And 4 times 2 is 8. And just the last line here, 2x squared plus 4x plus 4 more x is 8x, plus 8 on the end. Same sort of idea here. Essentially, I'm just looking to simplify. I have 3 values here being multiplied. I have a negative out front, or a -1, times the y plus 2 times the y minus 8. I can do them in any order, and that just kind of comes down to something like this. I have 3 numbers multiplied. I will get the same answer regardless of the order. 4 times 5 is 20, times 6 is 120. 5 times 6 is 30, times 4 is also 120. 4 times 6 is 24, times 5 is 120. I guess it's all possibilities. So just sort of understanding that when I'm multiplying, I can do the order in any order. Or I can do them in any order, sorry. So here, negative times this is negative 1 times y, same as negative 1 times y. And then negative times positive 2, or negative 1 times positive 2. I have negative y minus 2 times the y minus 8. And then negative y times y is negative y squared. Negative y times negative 8. Negative 2 times y. And negative 2 times negative 8. And super quick, if I had done this another way, and I tend to probably do it this way most of the time myself, I just kind of leave the negative out front to be the last step. And so I could just leave the negative there. Y times y is y squared minus 8y plus 2y minus 16. And I get to negative. Essentially, this is now saying negative of each of these. So I get negative y squared. Negative negative 8, or negative 1 times negative 8 is plus 8y. Negative 2y and plus 16. And of course, I didn't actually do it up there, but the 8y minus 2y does simplify in both cases. Didn't actually mean to forget to do that.